All right, let's check out this game that my dad sent me. I took a look. It's such a interesting ending. My dad is just not in a favorable position for most of this game up until the very end. So let's take a look together. Very passive opening on white side. My dad starts attacking the center, brings both pawns, E and D, out to E5 and D5, bringing the bishops out to E6 and D6, not advancing to these squares because he can easily just be shoved back. Develops both his knights. Opponents also continuing the development. So you see here just very typical development here, moving some pieces around, shuffling it around. Father has better opportunity to decide which side he wants to castle, although it's pretty symmetrical on either side, so it's not like one side is technically safer than the other, but it's not always, I think, a wise thing to castle immediately because you want to see what your opponent wants to do, unless you're comfortable castling early and then playing around that maybe more defensively, or you have an idea of what side the opponent's going to castle, or maybe end up staying in the middle. You just don't know, because you could have a messy pawn structure but still castle and find some sort of protection. But starts attacking that knight, and we see some close position there. See if the opponent does not take back here. Likes that defensive pawn for him. There's a knight trade. Moves the rook up to defend that from this file, which is now open due to that exchange. And we have some knights moving around. It's very good square to be at with his knight, and my dad thinks so too. So he takes that trade, moves his pawn up, or his knight to the square, because he wants to place that there, get a nice fork going. His opponent sees that, he still goes for that square anyway. It's a really good square. This is a first to me, a blunder, unless my dad had some intention here of wanting to absolutely place his queen there. But at this point, the game is by far in favor for white. After this play, this side is definitely a bit weaker because of the open file. Gets a nice check in, slides over, attacking that knight here, wants to get rid of that and is willing to trade. Moves up to attack that rook, slides over. This is a nice diagonal there. Little swap action, and you see the nice formation of pawns. And so now he is forced to go to the square, which is actually a fantastic square to go to, because he cannot take. The file's occupied. He cannot take here, because then queen will take, and again, you cannot take with a pawn. So overall, my dad's in trouble here. Pushes that pawn up. Okay, almost done with the video. My wife's ready to hang out. But this is where it all goes wrong for white. He doesn't do the math and calculations correctly, gives up his advantage, and gives up a rook and a bishop for a rook. So now it is pretty even, not positionally, but even in terms of material on the board. So puts him in check, slides over, and he wants to land on that square. The only thing my father can do really is slide this over, or of course he could put his opponent in checkmate. So happy that he did see that mate. Hopefully, I'm not even sure if my father saw that at this point. I mean, obviously in check he needed to take, but right here he actually could have ended the game. Cannot go anywhere, but he definitely saw it right after this moment. So good win for my dad. Excellent game. He's at 1346, so I can't wait to see that number hit 1400 very, very soon.